Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm not sure if I can make myself bigger or not. I thought maybe I could. Last time I was able to. It's all good. No big deal. So what we're going to be talking about right now is some grammar practice. As you'll notice, I have a new hat on. I'm going to be wearing a new hat in every single video I record. So why don't you try and count and see how many hats I own? But yeah, we're going to be talking about some grammar. I have 3 things included for step 1 for grammar. So one thing is video. The second thing is the PowerPoint that we're looking at in this video is also included on Schoology. So I've uploaded that as well. And then the third thing is your grammar practice. Now, think of your grammar practice just like bell work, okay? You will do it once, give it a try, do some practice, and then when you're done, it will tell you what questions you got wrong. It's not going to tell you the answers, but it's going to tell you what questions you got wrong. I would love it if you would take that chance and you would go back because you're able to work on it twice. So if you would go back and fix your mistakes, that'd be awesome. Yeah, it would be just like how we do bell work. So I'm going to do a quick explanation of our grammar activity for today, and then we'll keep moving. Make myself smaller. All right, so today we're talking about be and have verbs, the verbs be and have. So they are, first things first, irregular verbs, okay? Verbs, as you remember, are a lot of times action words, but sometimes there are also being verbs. So in my class, we've talked a lot about how, sometimes like people are running or swimming or biking or jumping. They're doing actions, but sometimes you just need to be, right? Like, there are also being verbs. I would a lot of times pull a student up next to me and I would say, this is Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't have to do anything to be Jimmy. He just is Jimmy. So that's a type of being verb. Be and have are irregular verbs. They're also kind of like being verbs. So let me think. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but I have, oh, you can't. There's a really nice tree outside my house. Really, really nice tree. The tree doesn't do anything. It's just treeing. It's just being a tree. It is a tree. So that's an example of a being verb. The tree is a tree. It is there. Okay. So be and have are irregular verbs. The thing that makes them irregular is they're not verbs that you can add on to the end of them to make them work a certain way. Like, I jump, I jumped, I will jump. It's not like that. These are irregular verbs. They don't really follow the rules. They kind of do their own thing. They change forms when the subject changes, however. Okay, so we have to be cautious. And when we look at a sentence, we have to think about what's the subject and is that changing the verb at all? So here's some examples. Okay, we have the sentence, the mountains are my favorite place to travel. If we look, the mountains, that's my subject. That's who or what my sentence is about, right? If we need to look, okay, and then are is my being verb. The mountains, they're not doing anything. They're not jumping or swimming or running. They're just being. They are my favorite place to travel. You also need to, when you look, your subject and your verb in a sentence, they must agree in number and tense, okay? So that means that they need to agree in the amount. So if it's singular, there's just one thing, okay? One mountain versus many mountains, which would be plural. And it also needs to agree in tense. So it needs to agree in a sense of, is it in the past? Is whatever's happening in the past? Is it happening in the present, or is it happening in the future? Okay. So it says this, the mountains are my favorite place to travel. Are tells us that it's happening right now. Right now is the mountains are my favorite place to travel. Mountains, that S tells us that there's more than one mountain. So it's plural. Our second example says, I don't have a good sense of direction. If you look, I is the subject. I is who or what the sentence is about. But there's only one I. When we talk about I, it's singular, right? I don't have a good sense of direction. okay? Having means you have it right now in the present, not in the past, not in the future, okay? So let's do a little bit of practice. I'm not too worried. I'm going to go through pretty quick, but here are our examples. So the verbs be and have. Identify the correct form of be shown in parentheses. Now, all of these words in parentheses are forms of be, okay? Because it's an irregular verb. So all of them are ways that we use be, but are changing it based on tense and based on number, okay? So those are all forms of be, but we have to figure out the right one. So my family were happy to travel on the prairie. Well, I know that I have one family, singular, and happy to travel on the prairie. Seems like both of these words are past tense, was and were. Good to know. But I believe, based on what I know about my family, they were happy. Oh, no, my family was happy. I would say, get it together, Miss Scott. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you will know this by what your gut tells you, right? So a lot of you use English every day. Like you speak English all the time. And so your gut will tell you, ooh, that doesn't sound right. Or yes, that sounds right. So this is an example of that. A lot of times you just have to fill in that word and decide what sounds right to you. Is honestly the best way to do it. Now, we know that our gut isn't always right, but a lot of times it is. Okay, so let's keep going through. Number 2. We are looking forward to going to the prairie. Okay, so first things first, I know that we is our subject. Okay, I know that we means that there's 2 or more people, so it's plural. Looking forward to going to the prairie. Looking forward tells me, hey, this is probably going to happen in the future. So I know that it needs to be future tense. I know that am and are would both work, but my gut is telling me are. We are looking forward to going to the prairie. There we go. Okay. My sister is or am good at finding her way around new places. So my sister is the subject. There's only one here, only one sister, and I'm going to choose is. And then last time we went away, it were or was the middle of winter. I'm going to choose was. Okay, number 5 through 8. Identify the correct form of have in parentheses. My dad has or have a good sense of direction. Well, I know that my dad is one person, singular, and I know that he has a good sense of direction. Number 6. Everyone in my family would like to has or have a great adventure. I know that that's a lot of people, so I'm going to choose have. Number 7, I will have or has a cave adventure this summer. That sounds really fun. I want to have a cave adventure. I know that I am singular. I will have. And then number 8, my parents has or had a rainforest adventure last year. My parents had because it happened last year. Okay. All right, I'm going to make myself bigger. Give you a friendly reminder. Okay. Again, there are 3 things connected to this grammar practice here. 1, I have this PowerPoint that I just looked at, uploaded. The first 2 pages are what we're working on today. 2, I have our, this video of me talking on the PowerPoint. That's also there. And then 3 is I have your grammar practice. You can take it twice, and it will tell you after the first time what you missed. If I were you, I would go back and make corrections. Just because, Okay. I think you're all lovely. Please email me if you have any questions. Yeah. Bye. See you later.